Bună ziua din nou, l-avem alături de noi pe Frederic Lamy, directorul Leroy Merlin, România. Hello Frederic, thank you for being with us today.
Hello Bogdan, very nice to see you again and thanks for inviting me.
I'm curious, after 2 years of the pandemic, how did the retail, the brico retail changed or evolved in Romania, and what impact will have the online retail on you and all the players in this domain?
Well, it's a big question. I will try to share with you my conviction about this. The first element is that COVID phenomenon transformed a lot our business and accelerated a lot our business over the last 2 years. The first point, which is obvious for all of us, is that we all accelerated our digital transformation journey. I mean, if we take the example of Leroy Merlin, for example, in Romania, before the pandemie, we were very weak on the internet side. It was a strategic choice because we concentrated to develop our physical network, and we started to put a bit of energy in publishing our products on internet, but not selling them. At the end of 2019, we launched our first selling test on internet. And the most important thing is that when COVID came, we were ready to start our digital transformation, and COVID was probably our best friend, surprisingly, to accelerate this digital transformation. So COVID helped us a lot to develop and to expand our digital business. This digital business now is around 10% of our total activity, which is amazing. Last year in 2021, we made it possible with all of our teams to publish and to sell all our range of products. It means 30,000 SKUs sellable on the market, and we did huge acceleration. Regarding the DIY market, I think that we were also lucky in this period because the people were staying at home. And staying at home, when you stay at home, when you stay in your apartment, when you stay in your house, and generally the Romanian people own their home at 97-98%, you are analyzing your home in many details and you are investing in your home. That's why 2020 and 2021 were good news and good years for us, because we managed to develop our sales in a very important way. 2022, the context is a bit different. We are all affected by the inflation phenomenon. Over the last months, we were solicited by our suppliers to increase some prices. We were resisting a bit to this, to keep the purchasing power for the Romanian customers. At the same time, we continue to invest on the market. We continue to accelerate our digital growth. We opened our 20th store in Brașov in the last months of May. And the market is still positive for us. We continue to invest. Leroy Merlin is continuing to invest in Romania. We are developing market shares. I can safely tell you that Leroy Merlin now is representing more than 15% of market shares on the total DIY business. We are accelerating this gain in market shares on the total market compared with our competitors. So we are happy for this. And we still have a lot of projects in Romania. This is true that in 2020 and 2021, the Romanian consumer invested a lot in their house. Now, 2022, the rules of the game are a bit changed, because now people are a bit more free since the end of the green certificate. People are making different choices on their investment. They invest on fun products, they invest on vacation, they invest on trips. So it's up to us also to adapt, but still the housing market is huge, and I think we can be very, very optimistic in the years to come to continue to develop those categories. Developing our network of stores, we have a lot of projects in that direction, accelerating on our online business, and of course to find other ways to publish more and more products for the home of Romanian customers.
You said 10% for the online component when it comes to sales. Isn't it too small? And how much can it grow? Can it go to 30 to 40% like we see online retail in the west part of Europe?
10% can appear as small, but believe me, it's a performance in less than 2 years, because don't forget that at the beginning of 2020, just before COVID, we were doing zero on internet. So it's quite okay. It's quite encouraging. I do agree partially with you. I do believe that people will move more and more on internet. It's a global trend, and we see that Romanian customers are more and more investing on internet and internet transactions. They are ordering food at home. They are ordering leisure products at home, sport products, fashion products also, and of course, products for their home. If you ask me, I do believe that potentially we can double easily our market share on the internet business. I think that roughly, very quickly, in 3-4 years' time, we will be minimum at 20% of our business in the DIY business for Leroy Merlin. Will we be at 30-40%? It's a big question. Honestly, I don't have all the elements to answer. I do believe that the physical stores for our category of product will be still useful in the future, but probably with a different role. Probably a role more focused on inspiration, a role more focused on development of services, of proposed service to the customers in terms of montage, in terms of financing, etc., etc. And I think the stores will be modified step by step. But I think for our categories of product, the people need still to go to the store to see the product, to see the color, to see the material, to touch the product, and to feel the reality of the products regarding the adaptation to their home and apartment and houses.
Mm-hmm. But have you decreased the cost of the delivery this year?
Yes, we were very, very aggressive on our logistic and transportation policy, and in the same times, the cost of transportation increased a lot, but we wanted to be very competitive on that aspect. The thing is that for the transportation cost, we have a promise that we are addressing to the market, is to deliver the people very quickly. But after an analysis of the situation, I think the speediness is not necessarily the best option for the customers, because sometimes some customers don't care to be delivered in 24 hours. Mm-hmm. The most important thing is to deliver the customers at the right moment when he wants. I will give you a quick example. If a customer wants to be delivered in 2 days or 3 days at his office, or if he wants to be delivered this product at his countryside house, it's up to a brand like Leroy Merlin to be able to propose an adapted answer to the expectation of the customer. So I think the debate is not necessarily on the cost or on the speediness. Of course, there are a lot of customers, they want their products very quickly, and we will maintain our promise in a very quick way. We are even thinking now to propose a service which could be the kind of delivery in 1 hour or 2 hours for the messerillage, for example, in certain cities. But the most important thing, and this is the big challenge for retailers like us, is to face exactly the need of delivery for our customers. Our policy is very clear. We want to maintain this promise. We want to do it at an optimized cost. We know that our customers, they had to support a lot of price increase in many aspects of their life, in the energy, in the gas price, in the electricity, etc., etc. And we want to keep a democratic approach to our DIY product. I think it's one of our responsibility, first of all. And second, it will create also a still addiction on our categories of products.
Mm-hmm. And I saw that as a customer, because I'm a big customer when it comes to DIY, I saw that the cost of transport decreased this year, and you also have the new service for installments, 3 or 4 installments through ONI, if I'm not mistaken. did this change? Did it make your products more available to customers, and did they buy more?
You are totally right. So in terms of transportation, for sure, the cost that we propose to our customers, they were very competitive, and it helped us to increase the sales. This is true. And the second thing you are evoking, it's a new solution that we propose on internet on the financing, and to let the possibility to the customers to pay in 3 or 4 installments. This is a partnership that we have with our local internal bank, Bank, that we propose to the customers. And we saw a drastic increase of our orders due to the financing, because I think the period is a bit tight for the consumers currently. We all have to support an increase of what I said before, of transportation, of food prices, electricity, energy, etc., etc. The possibility to continue to buy some product for your project at home needs some time to be financed, because when you redo your kitchen or when you redo your bathroom, sometimes you need to spend between 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 runs for a full project. And the capacity to make it financed with reasonable installments is very strategic. That's why we implemented this new solution. Believe me, it's working a lot. In a very short time, the number of project finance on internet is exploding, which is a very, very good news. We multiplied by nearly 10 the number of transaction finance, and in the same times in the store we can see an increase of the financing. It corresponds to a need, I think, from the customers. The Romanian customers want still to invest in their home, which is a super good news for our industry. And in the same time, they try to find out other solutions they didn't have before. So we try always to be competitive and to propose good financing solutions, possibility to be delivered in a cheaper way than the others. And I think that all those combined elements and factors are making the life of our customers easier.
Do you plan to open other new stores, or 20 is the maximum?
No, 20 is not the maximum at all. I've always said in the past, and when we had discussion together, I was always saying that there is still space for physical development for the brand Leroy Merlin. We have this year opened our 20th store. It is a super news, and the store is working super well in Brasov, and I'm super happy and proud for our Brashovian teams. We have now 2 stores in Brasov, which is a great news to serve all the Brashovian customers. We plan, for the moment, we have 3 official projects which are signed, and we are doing our maximum to open it very quickly. And we are speaking about a project in Arad for next year, and the good news is that we will be able to open Arad next year. We have another.
Discutam mai devreme despre expansiunea celor de la Leroy Merlin.
Project in Pitești, so it will be the third.
Can you? I think we have a small problem with the connection.
Yes, I hear you, Bogdan.
Excellent, we hear you too now. It's fine.
Okay, sorry.
It came back.
Sorry. So I was saying we have 3 official projects that we signed. One in Arad, one in Pitești, and one in Bistrița, which is a super good news. We still have projects in the pipes. The idea is to arrive very quickly to a number of 25 stores by the end of 2025. This is the target, because in our strategic plan, we plan to serve roughly in 3 years 19 million clients, equivalent of the population of Romania. It means that we will deliver probably 1 billion euros, 5 billion runs turnover in 2025. So the idea is to have 25 stores before 2025. Potentially, we estimate that we have a potential between 30 and 35 stores in Romania to cover all the territory. So you see, we still have space. We still have minimum between 10 and maximum 15 stores to do in Romania. We opened last year a very successful model in Târgoviște with a format of 9,000 square meters, which will be a very good format addressed to the cities around 100,000 inhabitants. So we are very confident. This year, the store in Brasov we opened is a bit smaller, and we see that when we have some constraints, we manage to put all the range of product. So super happy with this, and we will continue to open stores. And the very exciting challenge is that we have to cope with many challenges: physical transformation and physical acceleration, internet development with the development of new service on internet and omni-channel strategy, and of course what we call internally the blue curve, to be able to create partnership with our suppliers and new suppliers, and to propose a future marketplace in the house products in the future.
Are we going to see an integration of Leroy Merlin and the new concept of N-Hood to create new platforms that also have retail or other businesses?
The N-Hood organization is here to create some synergies between both brands, Auchan, Decathlon, and Leroy Merlin. So there are some projects that they have in mind, but one more time, we belong to the same shareholders. Our strategy and our level of development are a bit different from Auchan, who is here since a lot of time, and Decathlon, who started much before than us. So, of course, as much as we can play on the synergy, we are trying to play on the synergy. And of course, each company are independent in the way they manage. So, yes, trying to find out some common interest, and not only about the physical development, about management of the data, management of optimizing the cost, or management of customer sharing profile, etc. Those are things which are under discussion.
And how do you see the evolution of retail in the next few years? Because more and more players in this market, for example, they announced the end of the hypermarket era because they are too big and cost too much. And for example, the shopping malls, they want smaller shops instead of a big hypermarket in one area, for example. Do you think the retail will change? And in your case, for the DIY market, how can it change in the future?
It's a very good question. It's always a debate that we have regarding the surfaces of our plots. And also about the role and the place of the store in the future. I already talked about this, but I do believe that the stores will still have a role to play. Will we have very big stores? Probably not. I'm speaking about the DIY, and I'm speaking about the brand Leroy Merlin. Our first store in Bucharest was a big store of 20,000 square meters. To be clear with you, we won't open anymore such big surface, because this is true. There was an inflation. The cost per square meter is higher and higher, and the retailers are under constraints to optimize their profitability and their productivity regarding the square meter. So yes, if you ask me, I think the format of big boxes, or let's say hypermarket of bricolage, or hypermarket, they won't disappear. But probably there will be surfaces which will be a bit more optimized, and probably inside those surfaces, there will be new areas in which new services will be proposed. We evoked before financing. We could evoke, for example, the project area. For example, in Brasov, we implemented a new service for kitchen, in which we have some showrooms where we show new kind of atmosphere for the home of the customer, and in which we are helping the customer. IKEA was good for this, and it was a good source of inspiration. We are doing it in a bit different way, but I believe in those kind of optimization of the stores to propose new ways of thinking, new inspiring model. But I don't believe at all of the disappearance of the hypermarket or any other kind of big surface. It will still exist. There will be some changes. There will be probably a reduction of the surface, but not a full disappearance of those formats. I don't believe in it, especially in the 2 years or 3 years to come. Not at all.
And the secret is to have some added value. So the customer comes to the store to find something that he can't find somewhere else.
I think so. You're right. To find out some products he won't be able to find in another place. And also, I think the one of the biggest transformation which is going to be through is the development of services. And some basic services like delivery, of course, some financing, some montage of the products and things like that. We do believe in that. Some partnership between some professional customers. We have some professional customers who are achieving everyday chantier for our customers. Until now, we didn't work so much with them to create real bridges between them who have big needs and our, let's say, public customers and individual customers. And those things are, I think, for the retailers to reinvent a bit themselves. So I believe in optimization of surface, probably some reduction of surface, and it requires a bit of courage to do that. But the most important thing is how do we address the market, providing the best quality services, simple services, easy to understand for the customer, in order to provide them a quick experience, because time is very precious for our customers, and we see that they want to spend a lot of time with their family, with their friends, in the leisure, etc. And the optimization of the time spent in store will be key probably in the years to come.
For example, I saw that when it comes to services, the newest was about windows and doors, that customers can come to the store and order windows on a certain measure. Until now, I know that
yes,
you could only buy pre-made windows or doors from PVC.
Absolutely true. You're right. It's a new service that we developed since last year, and we are going to deploy it in all our stores by the end of this year. We made a partnership with a supplier for which we are proposing a customized made-and-measure window for all our customers. So it's very simple. You have some specific dimension of your window. You come to our store, you take the measures. If you need, we can check the measures. We make you a devis for the operation. We order after that the product to the supplier, and the supplier will, in total transparency with us, deliver directly on the site and install also the window to the customers. This is a new service. It's working very, very well, and it's very appreciated. Before that, we were just proposed some standard windows, and we saw that the market was turning, and more people, they were demanding us some customized window. This is the kind of service. It's little for the moment, but I think the market will be huge in the years to come. This is the kind of service, as DIY retailer, we will have to propose more and more to the market. Some customized solution for your home, montage of your bathroom, montage of your kitchen, customization and montage of your specific windows, montage of the doors, for example, entrance, interior doors, etc., etc. Maybe we can be creative in the future to invent, I don't know, some gardening solutions with architects, etc., to make the people dream and to say to them, we are Leroy Merlin, you have some little issues in your house, little problems, you are not an expert, and Leroy Merlin, as a DIY retailer, like as a specialist, is proposing you some solutions which will make you saving time, saving your energy, and which will make your house even more beautiful and friendly.
What's the biggest challenge this year on your market?
Without any hesitation, the purchasing part with the inflation. As you probably know, and we are all confronted to this reality, there is a big inflation phenomenon in all over the world. It's not only in Romania. And when I see the trend in Romania, I see that we have very big similarities with other European Eastern countries like Poland, Czech Republic, etc., etc. So we are confronted to this, and the big challenge is to cope with those price increase in the purchasing prices and to be able to control and to maintain them and to maintain a good level of price competitivity toward the customers. So it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. We try to contain a bit those price increase, and we also tried to play on our margins. So it was a strategic willingness from our part to compress a bit our margin in order for our customers to be satisfied and to continue to find out some competitive price in our stores and on internet. To be honest with you, it's very challenging. I think that this inflation is not over and it will continue a bit. It has to be contained. There is a post-COVID effect, but it's not easy to tackle. So it was probably for us the biggest challenge to face this year.
Will it also be in the second part of the year? What do you estimate?
It's very difficult to answer to your question, Bogdan, because we live in a world, in my opinion, which is really unpredictable. If you ask me for the first semester of Leroy Merlin, are we happy by our results? Yes, we are quite okay. And honestly, I was not so optimistic at the beginning of the year when I saw the first trend and when I saw the inflation in the last quarter in 2021. So I can say that I'm very proud of my team and super happy by the first half of the year of the result. We made all in favor of the customers. We maintain our price competitiveness. We have a good availability in stores. We didn't run after the product. So we are totally ready for the big season of bricolage, which is starting now. From July, the weather is exceptional in Romania, let's say to the end of October. We will have a positive trend at the end of the year because last year we were impacted by the green certificate. So we are quite optimistic from let's say mid-October to end of December. So globally positive, we should deliver what we had in mind. Not exactly in the way we wanted, but at the end, the result will be here. But it was a super challenging year, for sure.
I understand. Okay, thank you, Frederic. Thank you very much for the interview.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a great summer. Don't forget, you have a lot of renovation and little things to do in your house. And don't forget Leroy Merlin.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you too, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Mulțumesc și telespectatorilor noștri și vă doresc o zi bună în continuare. La revedere!
Știu ce spun.
De 2 ori campion.
Trebuie admirat că a reușit performanța în țara asta în care nu sunt investiți bani.
Știu ce te interesează.
Tu cum ai aflat primele lucruri despre sex? Poate vrei să schimbi asta și să-ți educi copiii.
Nu a făcut nimic niciodată Ministerul Educației.
Știu cum să te fac
curios.
Compania mama a Facebook, Meta, lucrează la căști VR care te fac să simți că joci în filme când ți le pui pe cap.
Eu personal fug pentru că îmi place să trăiesc în realitate, da.
Știu cum să te emoționezi.
America s-a întors cu 50 de ani înapoi. A eliminat dreptul constituțional la avort.
Știu să conving.
Cel mai aglomerat pasaj din capitală a fost închis.
Era absolut necesar. Totuși, era un pasaj care pica pe tine. Deci ești de acord cu mine, da?
Sunt de acord, da.
Știu să câștig.
Am tras linie. N-ai mers la fel de bine ca David Popovici, să știi.
Știu, deci știi.